These are some of the trucks from the previous episodes, and you really seem to like those lowest revving gasoline engines. I'm Easy Racer, and let's talk about them again. First one coming, Volvo B46, which was originally meant to be a passenger car engine, but the idea was scrapped and it got into light-duty vehicles like the Volvo Snabbe and was also used as a marine engine in the Volvo Penta. It was a cast iron engine with 245 kg of weight in the dry state. It idles at 400 to 500 rpm and it shares many parts with the Volvo B18 4-cylinder engine, but unlike which, this is a cross-flow head engine. Tatra 87. You know Tatra, those rear-engine, air-cooled, overhead cam V8-powered beasts. This one was 400 kg lighter than its predecessor and requires only a 3-liter engine, while the competition had much larger engines with much higher fuel consumption. Tatra 87 was a very stylish looking aerodynamic executive car which was known to be a Nazi killer. Nazi officers were not that skillful to drive this powerful Tatra 87 and they managed to kill themselves in tens of accidents in these cars. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and perhaps support me through Patreon. Thank you very much. Jabiru 2200 was a boxer 4-cylinder engine, very lightweight aircraft engine, only 60 kg fully assembled. It featured an AC motor, 1.2 kW starter motor, ignition and also alternator. It only required 2.3 liters of oil in the wet sump system and used a aviation fuel or at least 95 octane fuel. ZIL 375YA is a 7-liter gasoline V8 engine which powered various Russian army vehicles like Ural 375 or ZIL 135. The ZIL 135 is a very interesting vehicle. It was an 8x8 and for each side of wheels there was a separate engine with a separate gearbox with no axles, meaning there was a differential on each hub. It was capable of 65 km per hour top speed, 400 km range, with a fuel consumption of 1 to 3 miles per gallon. Like a typical German tank engine, Maiba HL230 powered various Panthers and Tigers. Unlike its fully aluminum predecessor, this one had a grey cast iron block and cast iron head with a tunnel crankcase, meaning that the crankshaft bearings were larger than the crankshaft journals. It was produced by Maybach, Auto Union and Daimler-Benz. GMC 637 V8 is a very large V8 engine. It was built from a big block V6 engine, a 60-degree angle design, and was meant to replace the GMC 702 V12 engine. It had the same bore and stroke as the 478 V6 engine, and had a single Bendix-Stromberg carburetor. It was meant for heavy-duty trucks, buses, and was 300 pounds lighter than the V12, also a foot shorter, and had very similar power levels. There was also a diesel version made with twin turbos, but this one was a lot less powerful. Chrysler A57 is one of the strangest engines in the world. It was made for US Army at the last moment, and initially it had a lot of baby issues, which all were addressed and fixed later. It became one of the most reliable tank engines with 240 hours in average before a major failure, like most commonly a failed piston ring or exhaust valve. But the engine still could run with up to 12 dead cylinders. It was basically a 30-cylinder engine with 5 inline sixes flatheads merged into one block. Whitney R985 Wasp Jr. was 27% smaller than its bigger sibling, the R1340 Wasp. It was a single-row radial 9-cylinder engine, air-cooled with a single-speed General Electric supercharger. It ranged from 300 to 525 horsepower, and in its most powerful state of tuning, it was capable of up to 2700 RPM, but mostly 2300 RPM. The impeller was geared at ratio 10:1, and the engine was built in 39,000 examples, many of which are still in service today. This last one was very new for me because I have never seen a gasoline-powered tractor before, but Massey Ferguson has produced a few of them, namely FE35 and FE135, both of them powered by diesel engines, but also both of them had its gasoline equivalent. The 35 had a 6-volt system, and the engine ran at about 2000 RPM, similar to a diesel engine. There was a unsynchronized transmission with 6 forward gears, 2 reverse, and a rear diff lock.